Everyone, and happy October. And in this video I'll be showing you my spread for the month, which is an Oktoberfest slash German culture theme. I chose this because it fits the month perfectly with Oktoberfest happening this month, but also because I'm taking a German language class this fall, so it seemed fitting. And when I saw some of the doodles online, I just fell in love with this theme. My main cover page has a big mug of beer as the focus, and then some smaller doodles related to Oktoberfest, like a pretzel, a German flag, some sausages, a leaf, and an acorn, which aren't necessarily Oktoberfest, but more fall themed and go along nicely with a fall festival. So it's October 11th for me as I'm recording this voiceover. I tried to film a lot of my video in September because I was moving. I moved on October 1st and was just super busy with packing and everything, as I'm sure you can imagine if you've ever moved. And not only did we move to a new place, but to a new city about an hour and a half away from where we currently live, or where we lived previously, I guess I should say now, because we're all moved in. So I'm just now getting around to doing this. And it was interesting because I didn't have my journal in use for the first couple days after moving because I hadn't taken pictures of the spreads or filmed a flip through, and I wanted to get it before I added any content, and I just felt so out of it. I don't know if you feel this way when you don't use your journal, but you just feel like something is not right. So I'm so glad to be finally in my journal now, and I really like this theme so far. For my calendar page, I went back to a minimal box design with lots of white space, and even though I really love the other one I was using that I got inspired by from Bujo and Cookies, it just took up a lot of the page, and I wanted to include a bunch of fun doodles to make it colorful and cute. And I'd have even more room without the spacing, but it looks very tight and cluttered to me, and I like to have lots of open space in my spreads. I generally don't put doodles on every single page in my journal because some of them really have a lot of content, or just I need a lot of open space for notes. So I wanted to put doodles mostly on the cover page, the calendar, and the habit tracker, and I wanted these doodles to be really bright and fun and colorful and cheery. So here you'll see me doing some of the doodles, and most of the things I focus on were, of course, like kind of the stereotypical stuff like beer and sausages and pretzels. I think the pretzels were super fun to draw, but I also added in like little hearts and acorns and leaves and some different pieces of traditional German clothing, and I added hearts in the colors of the German flag as well, which I thought was a nice touch to kind of break up the doodles. So while you're watching me color in these doodles, which I think is the most fun part of any video, so I've kept it in here just because I like to watch it, but I'll tell you a little bit about the place we're moving. So we're moving from an apartment into a house, which is super exciting. We're basically doubling our square footage, so it's gonna feel really huge. But the most exciting part is that we're going to have a yard and a garden, and I've been growing food on our balcony just in containers, some tomatoes and peppers, lettuce. I have a cucumber plant, but it actually never fruited. We have some flowers, just things like that, basic stuff. But the family who owns the house, who we're renting from, they actually built like a custom garden structure in the backyard with raised beds. So it's like having a pre-built garden that in the spring we can just go ahead and start planting, and I'm super excited to plant some amazing, healthy, delicious foods and to eat right from our garden. And as much as I love our new house and I'm so excited to live in it, it's kind of sad that it's so far away from where we used to live because I absolutely loved that area and knew the area very well because we'd lived there for 3 years. So it's never fun having to figure out where to go for groceries and simple things like that. And not only that, but obviously I'm leaving my home rink behind and my coach. So I'm so sad about that because I love that rink so much. I loved working with my coach. He's incredible. So there are skating arenas here, so I'm going to have to find a new place to skate, but I'm actually going to be commuting back up on the weekends to have lessons because I want to test and I don't want to switch to a new coach right before a test, which I don't think would work very well. And my coach and I have been working so hard on getting me ready for the test. So I'll be testing at the end of the month and just working with him until then. And then I guess I'll look into finding a new coach. But like I said, I'm so sad about that. But it's just part of life. So I guess it'll be okay in the end. After my calendar is my habit tracker, and I just kept the doodles here quite minimal because the tracker itself takes up a large part of the page. I don't actually finish it here on camera because I wasn't sure what habits I wanted to track, so I decided to finish it later and then include it in the flip through. I also kept the doodles here really simple with just a keg of beer and some banners flying with the colors of the German flag because the habit tracker takes up so much of the page, and I actually had the idea to fill it in with black, red, and yellow alternating days. I don't know how that's going to go, especially if I don't do all the habits. It might not have quite the same effect, but I'm going to try it out and see, so stay tuned to see how that looks at the end of the month. Then I have my goals page, and I also changed the title, which you'll see in the flip through, I believe, to goals and focus for just things I want to put my attention on, because I know October is just going to be a very busy month and I don't have to accomplish everything, but I just want to be reminded and look at these every month or every day rather and just be reminded of where I want to put my energy. And one new thing related to my goals that I started doing was to actually put in my habit tracker to look at my goals or to read my goals every day. And that I've never used to do. I usually had my goals in mind, and when I would flip through my journal, I would see them. But now I actually look at them and am reminded throughout the month how I'm doing, if I haven't made progress towards one, and things like that. And I've noticed that has really helped me to be a lot more mindful toward my goals and toward accomplishing those. And the doodles I chose for the goals page were this gorgeous leaf and then an accordion, which I colored in this vibrant red color, which I really love how it turned out. Then I have a skating spread, which is similar to the one I used last month on the other side. And again, I didn't have a lot of room for doodles here because I need almost the entire page to track my skating. I had a lot of fun doodling in these little vintage, sort of old ice skates, which, if you're a figure skater, I don't know how anybody ever skated on those. It could be kind of interesting to try them out one day, but they're super fun to draw and they just remind me of fall, and also they kind of look like a Christmas ornament. So they're just super cute, and then I just put in the colored hearts, which I thought was super fitting because it's my skating tracker and I just love skating so much. And just like last month, the actual tracker I left blank because I have no idea when I'll be skating, and I'll just fill it in each day as I go. So I just did a rough outline. I colored in the header with red so this page has some more color, and put in the different categories that I'm going to be tracking, and that was it. Super simple spread, but super effective, and I will be using it a lot, I'm sure. Lately, I've been loving having an entire page for just tasks, notes, and anything I want to write down and just keep all in one place. So I kept very minimal doodles here as well and left an entire page blank. And one single page might not even be enough, but I love some extra blank pages, so if I need more room, I will have it. Then I have a tracker called Nourish Your Body, and I switched it up a little bit from last month's and just put fewer categories and a little space for notes so I can track how I'm eating and if I'm taking vitamins, if I'm getting sunshine, and things like that. Next is my activity tracker, which is very similar to last month's, but is one of my favorites as far as the doodles. I love the little boots and the cuckoo clock and everything. It just was so cute and so fun to draw. And then I decided to incorporate a reading tracker because I used to have an annual one in the beginning of my journal, but I thought I'd just start doing it monthly to see what I'm reading every month. And I also included a couple spaces where I can write down a few books that I want to read this month and focus on reading those and completing them in October. So that's it. We'll just jump into the flip through where I show you all the completed pages where I went in and did touch-ups and added things like my habits and different categories in my healthy eating. You can see the goals and focus. And that's it for October. I hope you got some ideas or maybe some inspiration for your journal. You'll also see the steps and fasting tracker I put in that I do every month, but I didn't show because it's not that interesting, as well as a super simple weekly spread for the first week of the month. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you're having a fantastic October so far.